Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I wanted to share with you today another kind of paper that you might be interested in trying that I have recently given a little test to. So this is the Franklin Christoph loose leaf sugar paper. It's made from a sugar cane extract and it's like proprietary to Franklin Christoph. So I was kind of intrigued by that. I thought, sugar cane paper, got to try that. So I did. I bought this little packet. It's 50 sheets worth. It's white. If that's not coming through, it's more of a pure white rather than an off-white. And it's pH neutral, acid free, and it's really good on bleed through. I wrote all kinds of things and none of it bled through, not even when I did my little doodad drawings to test the inks on the paper. I feel like this is a very smooth paper. It was maybe just a tad bit dry, but not at all annoying. I just maybe kind of noticed it not quite being as ink resistant as some papers are where your pen slides across the page, but actually a very pleasant writing experience. Here, these colors kind of don't really pop off the page. I think that would be the one main criticism I have, is that it just doesn't accentuate the ink qualities as well as some papers might. You still get some of the shading with the Cafe Crema, and you do get some of the shimmer from Stormy Gray. Let's see, I had another piece somewhere. I don't know where it went, but some of my other shimmer inks, it does let the shimmer show from those inks, but not as much as maybe I notice on different paper. This is a good bright paper though. If you're writing a letter, you want to do all kinds of different colors. I think the white is a nice background for that. And I think that the white would also be good if you were going to use some washi tape on there for a little decoration. I think it might really pop off of that. I like to do that sometimes when I'm writing letters. I would say that this is a pleasant writing experience. The size is great for letters. You can get, I know, an A4 size, which I think is like about that size. I don't know if it comes in inserts. I don't remember, but it was worth trying to me. And something that was like a sugar-based paper, of course, gosh, if you can eat your paper and write on it, that seemed like a good thing. My son Drew, who's 16, thought he would try that out for me. He didn't actually bite off the page. We tore it off, but no, there was no sugar flavor to that, sadly. That could be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Anyway, here's the other one. This is the Vert Atlantide, and you can see some shimmer there as well. I just don't think I like white paper as much as a cream or an off-white. This seems reminiscent to me of taking notes in school. I love school, I enjoyed college, but that plain notebook paper writing experience was never super spectacular, and it just makes me think of that. But I do think it's a good paper. It's worth trying. It's good fountain pen friendly paper, and I would overall give it a thumbs up. This next paper is called Corona. And this paper I saw on Paper Penguin Co. on Etsy, and I hadn't tried that one yet. And again, it's supposed to be a fountain pen friendly paper, so I went ahead and bought one insert. And I would say, and my husband agrees with me in this evaluation, I had him test all these different papers and had him tell me what he thought about each one. He's pretty good at being concise with an explanation, unlike me. So he feels like this Corona paper is somewhere in between the new Tomoe River paper and Cosmo Air Light. So I think that's helpful. It's a smooth paper. It is a nice writing experience, and it does seem to, hear that. It kind of crinkles up a little bit more when you write on it. And it is a thinner page. It's much thinner than the sugar paper that I just showed you. And let's see what I wrote in the front here, just to help my poor memory. It's 52 GSM. This was an 80-page notebook. And this Corona White is also called like OGF Tex. I don't know what that means. That's what was in the description, but it is defined as a quality Japanese paper. Typically when I get these new papers, I'm writing all over the back few pages to kind of evaluate the paper. But I think the best evaluation really comes with writing with time, over time with it. I will point out though that there is a lot of ghosting, but I do like the thinness, and I still kind of get the feeling a little bit that the ink's attributes are not as much accentuated on this paper as on some, but I did find it nice to write with, and it does show shimmer, and it does show shading. There's a tongue twister for you. I saw this on Van Ness pens, and I wanted to order it. And it was one of those things where you're like, should I, shouldn't I? I really need to not order more stuff that I don't necessarily need right now. But then I also saw it on Instagram. And the person there said it was a good paper. She felt like it was fountain pen friendly. So after hearing that, I decided to try this Robiki Note. And an intriguing aspect of this paper, or this little notebook, is that this is like a waxed craft paper, and that really appealed to me. Let's take off this little tag thing. So the thing with this, they say that over time it will get scratched up and show the little dings and nicks like you like to see in your leather if you're a person who likes the look of distressed leather. And this paper is also a creamy off-white, definitely more cream. Let's just compare. So going back to this for just a second, I hope that you can see this is much more yellow than this. But I really wouldn't call that white, but in comparison to this, yes, it would be more white. But I'd say that's a lot deeper. This is a lot deeper of a color. Oh, and let's just look too. I wanted to point out how much more narrow it is than your standard / narrow insert. So what is that? Maybe even an inch we could measure. I have a ruler here. It is about 3/4 of an inch narrower than the typical standard, but the same height, it looks like. So I don't know if one would want to put that in their traveler's notebook. I think it might be a nice thing to have. Just throw it in my purse for notes, random things that you need to write down. Then that would give it a chance to develop its little wear and tear look. But let's talk about the writing. I did the same thing here, did a little writing test, and found that all these inks looked nice on here. I think that the color pops on this. If that's possible for it to be a darker background, I think the warmer background just is more relaxing to me. It doesn't seem so stark. I am getting shimmer here with my shimmer inks. I don't think it's quite as pronounced as on the Tomoe River or on the Cosmo Air, but there is definitely the shimmer going on. And it felt smooth. So again, a fun addition to your paper experience if you want to try that. I really did like the unique size of this. I haven't quite determined how I'm going to use it, but for me it was worth the purchase price to try a new paper. So there's another. Here's two, and then the first was our sugar paper. Hope that's helpful, informative, interesting to you. Please feel free to ask a question or comment below. And if you have experience with any of these papers. I would like to know what you think, and if you have different pen and ink combinations that you find work well with these, because we all know different pens, different inks, different nibs all affect the experience with the paper as well. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.